Hey, this is State Representative Jeffrey Elmore with your weekly session update for the week of November 2nd through the 5th. Haven't done a weekly session update in a while. There has been a lot of action taking place at the General Assembly. Several bills have passed, but not to the magnitude of this week. And there's been budget negotiations going on. Much of that has been in closed meetings. So today's actions for this week I wanted to share with you because the big thing that happened this week was redistricting maps, and I wanted to go over how that affects the district with you. First, before I get into that, I want to talk to you about the beginning of the week. House Bill 264 dealt with, we called it the Emergency Powers Act, and what this bill would do is create some checks and balances with the governor's office, and this would affect not only the current governor, but whoever the governor is even 50 years from now, on declaring a state of emergency. It would clarify what a concurrence from the Council of State is, and also it would not let them perpetually go forward. Let me explain. Right now, we are currently in a state of emergency issued by Governor Cooper, and we're almost at 600 days because of COVID. Should it work this way in the future? That's what this bill deals with. So basically what this proposes is in the future, if there is an emergency declaration, which most of the time it deals with weather, that the governor would declare it and get a concurrence from the Council of State, which all of those are statewide elected offices. That emergency declaration would hold for a month, and then the governor would come forth and again ask for an extension of the state of emergency, and the Council of State would concur. We feel like that's a good checks and balances because the Council of State are all statewide elected officials. This is your state treasurer, your Secretary of State, your agriculture commissioner. Those are just some examples of the folks on the Council of State. This bill was vetoed at the beginning of the week, and I'll read you his last sentence on his veto message back to us. An emergency needs decisive, quick, and comprehensive action, not bureaucracy and politics. That was the statement back from the last part of the statement back from Governor Cooper on this bill. I think the intent of the bill was more of a balance of power for the long term. We'll see where that goes. So I want to give you an update on that. Now let's talk about maps. I did not want to share this before they were officially voted through. We dealt with 3 maps because of the 2020 census. Every decade, the political maps are to be redrawn because of adjustments to population. The population in North Carolina has grown quite significantly. So just a kind of overall trend with the statewide, you have seen the districts get bigger in rural areas and smaller in urban areas is the basic trend with them. This is a constitutional mandate. This does not have to be approved by the governor. Once it moves through the legislature, it is official. And all of these have. So I'm going to go over the state level ones first and then talk about the congressional map. First, the state house map. We still retain District 94, and the district will be made up of Alexander and most of Wilkes County. There is some changes to the areas of Wilkes that would be in District 94 and that will not, and I'll go over those right now. We were in a pod that was Alexander, Wilkes, and Surrey. So the 2 districts will be District 94, Alexander, most of Wilkes, and Surrey, District 90, with parts of Wilkes. These are the parts that would be included in District 90 that aligns with Surrey County. These are not voting precincts, but these are communities that it affects. The Trap Hill, Austin area, the State Road area, Pleasant Hill, Rhonda, Rowan River, and Cleveland. Those areas of Wilkes will go along with District 90 out of Surrey County. The rest of Wilkes County will be in District 94, joined with Alexander County. So that is our House district. Going to the Senate district. Our Senate district for both Alexander and Wilkes have totally changed. We are now in a new Senate district without a sitting senator, so it's an open district. The district will be made up of 4 counties: Alexander, Wilkes, Yadkin, and Surrey. These 4 counties form the new Senate district called Senate 36. And as I said, there is no sitting senator in this district currently. So we're in a brand new Senate district for both areas of the 94th, Wilkes and Alexander. And then finally, the congressional map. This probably got the most discussion on the floor between all of the maps. We will no longer be called the 5th District that we are currently in, and currently it runs from the Virginia line all the way down to Gaston County and the South Carolina line. The new congressional district will be called the 11th, and it looks similar to the old 5th but with some changes, and it goes more east to west. So these are the whole counties that are in the new congressional district called the 11th. Caldwell, Alexander, Wilkes, Ashe, Allegheny, Surrey, Stokes, and Rockingham. And then partial counties of Watauga and about a third of the landmass of Guilford. So that will be what is the new 11th with the congressional maps. I wanted to share this with you, and if you want to see what they look like, you can go to the General Assembly website, and there's nice color images of them that you can pull up and see exactly what I was speaking of. Just to give you an update on lawsuits dealing with this, there's already been a lawsuit filed prior to the voting on the maps. I forgot which entity has brought up the lawsuit, and we're anticipating probably another lawsuit filed against us within the week. So this is just based on historical pattern anytime you're dealing with redistricting maps. Budget update. As I said, budget negotiations have kind of hit a better spot than they've been to report. The Speaker announced from the dais today at the end of session that he anticipates us coming back not next week but the following week to vote on a budget document. He's not sure what the dates are. He said publicly that he felt like negotiations are going real well, and they've been talking with all the stakeholders in those leadership discussions on what adjustments can be made so we can get it to the floor and vote. He made that public announcement, so that's very good. It seems like we are in a better spot than we've been in the past month dealing with the budget negotiations. And then finally, next week is Veterans Day on the 11th. And I would highly encourage you to attend one of the Veterans Day events that is in the district. There's 3 of them going on, especially if you have children, because Veterans Day is a true celebration of all that have served in the military, all that are currently serving in the military, and those who have served in the military in the past. It's a true celebration of what veterans do for us and preserve our freedoms. And these events will really help your child and you see the sacrifice that these folks make to preserve our freedoms. And it's wonderful. So there's 3 events. One is Sunday, this coming Sunday at the Wilkes County Courthouse. This is sponsored by the Wilkes Veterans Office. It's at 2 p.m. On the front lawn of the courthouse there in Wilkesboro. Then on Veterans Day itself, on the 11th, at the 11th hour, 11 a.m., of the 11th month, just like when the Armistice Day started and the treaty from World War I. The 2 other events start at the specific time. One is in North Wilkesboro at the corner of 9th and D Street at the World War I Memorial. That is on the 11th at 11 a.m. And also in Taylorsville at Alexander Central. It will be at 11 o'clock on the 11th in the auditorium at the high school. And this will be the Alexander County celebration for Veterans Day. Highly encourage you to attend one of those with Veterans Day coming up.